Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to today's video. Firstly, I hope you've all been keeping well and staying safe during these turbulent times. Remember, we've all we've got, yeah, so be sure to look after one another. Now, within today's video, I'm going to share with you my number one tip on being able to separate yourself from your competitors and from everyone else moving into 2021. And just to put it out there bluntly, the number one tip there is being able to share your vulnerability. There's so many people out there who is trying to speak the same way that other successful people in their niches are portraying themselves. And it's really easy to distinguish whether or not they're telling their truth or they're congruent with how they are. And again, how you can tell on camera how someone is versus what's coming out of their mouth. There could be two different things there. So it's being able to keep an eye on the congruency, or I guess the integrity of what they're saying and how they're moving. In this instance, for me, being able to share my story, share my vulnerabilities, the key thing here is where I thought I'd be making it in rugby league. I thought I'd be a superstar and traverse the world playing for a football team, but really it was completely the opposite. There was many times, and again, you've heard this in many videos, that the universe said, you're not going to play football. Here's a broken leg and a dislocated ankle for that. But the thing was, that was definitely not the path. And now you can see me on my path. You can see me on my journey here, being online, being able to facilitate a lot of businesses online. And by sharing my story and explaining to people that I was thinking I should be going down that way, but really and truly my passion is down here, helping business owners out, really leveraging the online space. That was cool. And that was really seeing how people gravitated towards me and going, well, that's interesting. Number one, I'm a Pacific Islander, so you don't really see many Islanders in front of a camera, number one. Number two, being surrounded by technology, but that's the journey I've been given. Most often than not, you see Pacific Islanders who are big, who are bulky, who've got like the body of Adonis and out there playing football, out there really using their body. For me, I'm 5 foot nothing. To be fair, I'm 5'7", but yeah, I'm not really that typical 6+ foot, 100 kilo, 0% fat on their body and just really going out there and killing it. I've got a different journey, and being able to share that story and being able to share the dissatisfaction I had with trying to make it in that sport, it's really brought a lot of people closer to me and really interested in how I am. But I also want to share another story of a good friend of mine. Now, he's been in my corner by my side for quite some number of years now, and whenever I hear him go on these rants or go on storytelling mode, I get ready. Try to find a nice comfy spot wherever he is, whether it would be out walking the trails or for just at his office. I get ready, get the popcorn ready, because I know a lot of the stories that he has, he doesn't think about it. It just doesn't come to him. But if I ask him a question that I'm stuck on, or if I just don't have clarity or I'm a bit clouded on what I need to do, out comes a story, and within that story is a lesson that I can actually take, apply, and actually move past whatever issue. Hey guys, me again, just whilst I do an edit, as you can see, I wanted to make the point that these stories that I'm told is that they're very, very detailed. It's as if he's not here and he's actually going through the actual experience with me. That was pretty cool. So again, just want to make sure that it is very vivid, the storytelling, the type of storytelling that people do, I guess, when they separate themselves from everyone else. It's just, that story is only unique to that person. And if we try to emulate someone else's story, if we try to emulate the authenticity or the genuine gut feel that you have, or the gut connection that you have with someone else when they are telling the story, that there is going to be exposed quite a bit. Anyway, just wanted to share that. Back to the end. And that was mind-boggling, because I was like, how am I? And again, I do feel a bit selfish because this is mine for the last 3 or 4 years, but now and more often than not, seeing him put his story out online, putting his story out with other people, and seeing how powerful and impactful these stories are in sharing, number one, his story, but also helping provide solutions to problems that people have. He's really starting to get a lot of momentum around his coaching and more or less how he's putting out his program, which should be for another video. But again, it's starting to create that momentum, and with this group that we have of him really facilitating it, sharing the lessons. I mean, we haven't even dived into a few of the stories, but again, these stories that he has, sharing his vulnerability, is really getting other people engaged and actually understanding the little lesson that's in there and applying it for themselves. So again, you'll see a lot of people out there who is trying to be either a business coach, be either a mentor, just, you've got the same old flavor. There's nothing that differentiates Coach A from Coach B from Coach C, or Mentor A, Mentor B, Mentor C. So I also spoke about in another video how disengaged or disconnected I was at school, and I feel if you have a lot more of those teachers, or possibly empowering those teachers and sharing their life story in a way that can come back around and teach the lesson that they're trying to teach that day, I feel there's going to be a lot more of a connection between student and teacher, and as well there's going to be a lot more understanding of what the problem is that they have and how they're able to provide that solution through those stories or through those lessons. So it's really cool to see that he's out there now, really being able to share his knowledge and his wisdom. And yeah, I think he's only 40, so there's a lot of life left to go, but there's also a lot of lessons that has happened within those short 40 years. So now the big thing moving into 2021 is being able to share that story of yours. I was speaking to someone the other day as well, and he was going through just subconsciously telling his story. You can tell that he's sort of zoned off, I guess, the conscious mind, and just gone back into the moments, the experience, and just going through it, literally piece by piece. And here I was going, wow, that's amazing. Again, I was ready to pull out the popcorn and just sit down and listen. And what I said to him after that, I go, mate, this shouldn't just be for this conversation here. This should be out there for other people to listen to, for other people to learn the lessons, to be able to be engaged, and like you literally zone out from everything else that's going out in the world. The world could be ending, but if the story is that encapsulating and if it's that engaging, like you'd be so very, very much focused that you lose the surroundings. Perhaps you even just put yourself in the situation of what they were trying to tell. Again, you'll see a lot of those movies, you'll see a lot of the books. If it's good enough, they'll get you deep diving into it, and as if you were being part of it, as if you were running the Empire State Building, running away from King Kong, if that was one of them, or if it was Star Wars and you're out in one of those TIE fighters and just trying to get away from Darth Vader. Like that's, or at least to me, those stories really, really got me engaged. And again, going back to the point, 2021, you want to be able to share your story. Now, I gave you one complete, huge global movie as an example, but if you start sharing little bits and pieces here, you'll start to create that momentum, and that momentum will allow you to really get to a point where you're confident to share a lot of the vulnerabilities, to identify those lessons within that story and become a lot more confident in speaking about it. And I guess once you go through that, it's a really, really cool thing to, see, looking at someone else's eyes and go, wow, this is amazing. So for myself, I've been preaching it and I've been trying to become a lot better with it. And only for me to become better, I need to keep doing it on a regular basis. So here's a few things that I would suggest in order to better your storytelling, in order to get that essence out of there is number one, go into Toastmasters. It's a program that's been around since day dot. And there's other groups as well. It doesn't have to be Toastmasters. It could be any other group that you can associate yourself with, meetups, for example. But those places there can help give you that elevation on learning the fundamentals on being able to storytell, the practices, the beginning, middle, and end. Just something as simple as that. That's what I learned from Toastmasters, and that's what I've been able to apply into my videos, into my storytelling, also into the copy of a lot of my clients when we put out their Facebook ads, when we put out their just any narrative. A lot of the ads that are most converting are the ones that tell their story. So again, those are Toastmasters, meetups, any group that you can engage with and become a lot better in your craft. Those are the groups that I suggest you enroll yourself into and learn. Yes, Zoom or any online meetups are okay, but nothing beats being face-to-face, really getting the heart rate up and actually going out in front of an audience and actually testing, practicing, going back, refining what you've learned, what feedback you've gotten, and going back to it again. So yeah, again, Toastmasters meetup could actually help with that. Anyway, that is my number one tip. I hope you guys got the understanding of how you can differentiate yourself moving into 2021. And hey, if you have any questions or queries, be sure to let me know down in the comment section below. And if you want more videos, be sure to stick around on this channel and I'll be able to help out wherever I can. Anyway, hope you're having a good day, night, or whenever you watch this. And no doubt I'll see you guys very soon. Bye.